Discovering the Civil War, a new interactive traveling exhibit from the National Archives, the most extensive presentation ever assembled from its incomparable Civil War holdings. Peeling back 150 years of accumulated myths and beliefs to reveal a Civil War that is little known, giving visitors the chance to walk in the shoes of researchers, unlock secrets, solve mysteries, and uncover unexpected events in our records. Meet an archivist in the stacks of the National Archives, promising that there's more to the story of the Civil War than you learned in school. She pulls out a wide variety of records that relate to the different themes of the exhibit and places them into the current overhead, a dynamic display which runs throughout the entire exhibit. You are encouraged to explore these interactive records as you begin your own journey of discovering the Civil War. This exhibit is unconventional in every way. It does not follow a story timeline from Sumter to Appomattox. It's thematic, not chronological, and allows you to explore unusual topics like how do you raise an army? How do you find leaders? What happens after battle? And what was the global impact of the war? This exhibit also features fascinating environments and compelling interactives, but the exhibit is extraordinary because of its surprising records. In this poster, the U.S. Navy tells men how to avoid service in the U.S. Army. The Navy seems to promise $50 million in prizes from captured vessels, but notice the small print, already awarded. This naturalization oath, administered in 1861 in Alabama, was hastily improvised by crossing out United and writing in Confederate States. The country the immigrant hails from happens to be New York. Here, the ladies of the Philadelphia Arsenal complain to the Secretary of War that since he outsourced their sewing jobs to a private company, their wages have been cut in half, and with their husbands away at war, they don't know how they will survive. Individual records are given context by the engaging and dynamic exhibit environment. Here, a facsimile of Lee's resignation sits atop a pile of other resignations of officers and West Point cadets at the beginning of the war. It is our introduction to the topic of finding leaders. The theme, We Were There, introduces you to some unexpected participants in the war efforts. Not only the previously mentioned Philadelphia Arsenal workers, but also Emma Seeley, whose pension file in the National Archives states that she was known to her fellow soldiers as Frank until her secret was revealed. We also deal with unexpected places. For example, did you know that the Japanese shogun's government was waiting for delivery of an American-manufactured warship released only as our conflict was ending and Japan's Civil War was beginning? Our interactives have been designed to fulfill our promise that, rather than trying to recreate 1860, we invite you to explore the war through the lenses of 2010 technology. The digital current runs throughout the exhibit. You can reach out and touch the current and pull out records for closer examination, or you can launch an interactive. Here, the relationship of Union and Confederate generals, documented in our records, are discovered through a social networking interactive. And here, the surprising elements of the Christiana resistance are discovered as you explore a digital landscape. In the local fight area, an engaging interactive invites you to join a real-life story. Search through the stacks on the trail of a cryptic notation about hostage executions. Follow our curator through a remarkable account of vengeance, technology, and Abraham Lincoln's prudent judgment. This incredible journey of discovering the Civil War continues beyond the exhibit with a dynamic website, an educational toolkit, and an exhibition catalog. Opening in April 2010 at the Lawrence F. O'Brien Gallery at the National Archives in Washington, D.C., and traveling to 8 museum venues nationwide through 2013, Discovering the Civil War promises to be a dynamic, intriguing, and surprising exhibit. The National Archives is diving through the stacks, opening archival boxes and untying the red tape to find the most fascinating, thought-provoking, and moving records. Records that will inspire discoveries for visitors nationwide from new audiences to period scholars. The Foundation for the National Archives, with your help, will invite Americans from coast to coast to use these records to discover the Civil War. Pledge your support now and be part of the national recognition marking the 150th anniversary. Your company, your foundation, or you can become a major partner in discovering the Civil War.